that knowing might be a participatory process. Furthermore, the Buddhist concept of sunyata, the emptiness of intrinsic, independent existence, can be seen as a philosophical counterpart to the quantum understanding that particles often do not possess definite, fixed properties such as precise position and momentum simultaneously, or a specific spin orientation prior to measurement. Both perspectives point to a reality that is not composed of things endowed with fixed, inherent attributes, but rather one that is more fluid, contextual, and potential. Sunyata asserts that phenomena lack svabhava, an independent self-nature. Quantum mechanics describes the properties of particles as often being probabilistic and becoming definite only upon interaction or measurement, a process often referred to as the collapse of the wave function. While these are not identical concepts, one being a philosophical conclusion about the ultimate nature of all phenomena, the other a feature of a physical theory describing the behavior of matter and energy at fundamental scales, both serve to underline the classical, common-sense idea of objects possessing well-defined, independent properties regardless of context or observation. The emptiness of inherent properties in Buddhist thought resonates with the indeterminacy of properties in quantum mechanics before they are actualized by measurement. B. Thinking causality, nonlinear progression. The traditional, linear model of causality, where a distinct cause precedes and produces a distinct effect in a unidirectional flow, is challenged by both Buddhist philosophical analyses and certain quantum phenomena. Buddhist thought, particularly in Mahayana schools, offers radical reinterpretations. Nichiren Buddhism's principle of inward-looking simultaneity of cause and effect posits that cause and effect can be co-present within a single moment of life, with practice cause and realization effect being mutually immanent. The Madhyamika school, through Nagarjuna's dialectic, deconstructs the very notion of separate causes and effects, arguing for their mutual dependency and ultimate non-duality based on the emptiness of inherent existence. If there are no independently existing things, then a separate cause cannot act upon a separate effect. They co-define each other within an indivisible process. Quantum physics also presents scenarios where classical causality is strained or appears to break down. Quantum singularities, especially the initial Big Bang singularity, force a re-evaluation of causality at the very origin of time and space. If time begins at the singularity, the notion of a temporal prior cause becomes meaningless, opening the door to considerations of simultaneous, even transcendent forms of causation. Quantum entanglement exhibits instantaneous correlations between distant particles